So we've taken the difficult decision to delay Season 10 to October 19th.
Well, that sucks. Hey, what is up everyone? In this video, we're talking about something I haven't really wanted to talk about because I was trying to kind of avoid this news, but we gotta talk about it. Season 10 has been delayed all the way to October 19th, which is a really long delay, basically a whole season's worth delay. And in this video, I kind of want to just talk a bit about my frustrations with Sea of Thieves in this past year or so, and just their development right now in the game. So this week, Rare announced that Season 10 was going to be delayed to October 19th, and previously, we were going to get Season 10 like this week, I think, either this week or next week. So we were pretty much right about to get Season 10, and then they basically just pulled the rug right out under our feet. Now, if you remember, Season 10 has already been delayed before, so this is the second delay we've gotten for this new season. They didn't announce the previous delay, they just kind of quietly did it in the background. We went from like 2 weeks up to like 8 weeks or something like that. So we've already been in Season 9 for a long time at this point, and now it's going to be even longer. Season 9 will basically last for maybe like 2 or 3 seasons worth of content, and honestly, Season 9 was already disappointing. So I want to talk about basically what the heck is going on with Sea of Thieves, my disappointments with the game, and honestly I feel like why people are frustrated with Sea of Thieves right now. So I think my frustration started honestly about a year ago when we had Season 6. So I thought Season 6 was a good update. I was sad about the arena, but honestly I liked that we got the Sea Forts, I liked the updates to the Pirate Legend stuff, all of that was good. But then the season for Season 7 kept getting delayed. So Season 6 I think would have been perfectly fine if it was just a normal length season, but then it kept getting extended over and over again, where Season 7 just kept getting delayed and delayed throughout the entire summer basically. And this really sucked. But I feel like it's a little bit different here. Where Season 6 was a good season, Season 9 has honestly sucked. And I might be in the minority of that thought, but I really thought Season 9 has just been a pretty terrible season. Really, the only thing that you could say that's kind of saving Season 9 a bit is the Monkey Island Tall Tales that are coming out, but honestly that was supposed to be part of Season 10, it wasn't even supposed to be part of this season at all. So I think Rare needs to take a little bit more time in planning when they're trying to do these bigger updates and when they're doing the smaller stuff. Because we've had now 2 summers in a row where the main season has been delayed over and over again, basically throughout the entire summer. So they missed that entire summer period where there's basically no content in the game. We had it last year with Season 7 being delayed basically the entire summer, so they missed that entire summer period for players to play. And now they're doing it again with this time, which is even longer. We're going all the way till the end of October to get the next update. And the reason I think summer is so important is because this is the time when a majority of the players have time to play. Whether you're a middle school, high school student that is off for the summer, or you're in college and you have more time because you're not in school. Even if you're an adult, you usually have a little bit more time in the summer than compared to, say, closer to the holidays or during the fall or spring or something like that. So I think summer is a very big opportunity for any game to bring out the best of their content. And Sea of Thieves just hasn't done that for the last few years. We got really spoiled with the Pirate's Life Tall Tales that got added several years ago. That was a nice summer update that we got then. And that was really cool because it basically released right after the Xbox Game Showcase that year. Then things started to go downhill. So last year we had at the Xbox Showcase, they announced Captaincy and all that kind of stuff, and then it just kept getting delayed and delayed, and that really sucked. Then we had the Xbox Showcase this year, and I thought maybe they'll do something similar where it's like the Monkey Island Tall Tale comes out the next week or something. But no, that was pushed off for a while. And yeah, we don't exactly know when the Monkey Island Tall Tales were originally set to release, but since it was like a 3-part Tall Tale, with each part releasing monthly, it would have made a lot of sense to me that this was supposed to come out at the beginning of summer and then go throughout the rest of the summer. Because that would have given the game a good amount of content to play around with throughout those summer months, and it would have been perfect. But they didn't start till like basically halfway, and yes, we still got July and August, but then we're going into September. We don't know when it's going to release in August, so a lot of people might already be starting school and stuff by the time that the second Tall Tale comes out, and that would really suck. So I think Sea of Thieves needs to be a little bit less ambitious with what they're doing for these summer seasons, because they keep missing their deadlines for it, and the game is hurting because of it. They keep talking about how they're making these big systems. Captain Sea was a big system that they did, and whatever they're doing for Season 10 is also a big system. But I have a feeling that these systems that they're talking about are going to be pretty underwhelming when we actually get them, especially for the amount of time that it took us to actually finally get them into the game. Because the problem is, you can make all these really cool systems that all have really nice features and all that kind of stuff, and those can be good. I really do like Captain Sea and stuff, and I like some of the other things that they've done into the game, like the emissary system and other stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily add new gameplay to it. Like, for example, you wouldn't be able to compare like the Fort of the Dam update to, say, the emissary system update. Yes, they both kind of play together well, and the emissary system has done phenomenal work inside the game, but the Fort of the Dam actually makes like the entertaining content, whereas the emissary system's it's just a system. There's no real gameplay associated with it. Keep in mind, I think the emissary system is probably one of the best systems we got in the game, so I'm trying to use that to compare as like the best case scenario. But honestly, like things like Captain Sea is cool, but it's really just, in my opinion, adding more cosmetics to the game. And there's some added features like it will save your ship and stuff, and you can name your ship. But for the most part, Captain Sea is all just about cosmetics. While that's nice and everything, I've been wanting more cosmetics in the game because it gives us more opportunities to buy things for like with gold and stuff and spend money for our ship, and I hope they expand it in the future. In general though, it doesn't add any gameplay. So I'm a little worried that Season 10 is gonna kinda suck because it's not gonna really add anything new. It's gonna add like some kind of new system, but it's not gonna add any new gameplay. So I started off talking about where my disappointment started with Sea of Thieves as of late, and that was back when we had Season 7 getting just delayed over and over again. And then Captain Sea came out, and it was a huge buggy mess for Season 7, and while I think Captain Sea brought a lot of nice features, it was pretty underwhelming compared to like all the bugs that we were facing in the game, and it made it unplayable basically for a few months there. Then we got Season 8, and Season 8 was a good update. Season 8 brought in the new PvP system, but to be honest, and it's something I've talked about in previous videos, there's a lot of issues that I have with the PvP system. Mainly has to do with time, because the gameplay is not predictable and you can't really leave it without having to like basically sacrifice everything. You're kind of stuck with a gameplay that could be 5-minute long battles, or it could be like 2 hours long, and some people may like that. I personally don't, so I don't really do the PvP system unless I'm willing to just sacrifice everything and not really care about what I'm doing, and that's not really the way you want to play a game. I really have missed the arena, because the arena would fulfill that kind of want of just hopping in quickly, doing a little bit of PvP battles before I go to bed. That was great. But so they got rid of the arena. They tried to give us this new PvP system, which at first we all thought was really cool, but it turned out later, at least to me, that it was not as good as the arena. The arena had its problems, but at least it was really fun. The amount of time it would take to play was consistent, and honestly it's just very unique. While they're both PvP fighting things, they're both very different. One, you are having like a bunch of ships fighting against each other all for one chest, and there would be stuff where you'd be fighting on land, you'd be fighting on people's ships, you'd be doing ship combat, you could even tuck at the little turn-in stations. There was so much variety, and it kind of was all the best parts of PvP and Sea of Thieves, all in one mode. And then this new PvP system that they added really just doesn't include all that. It's mainly ship combat, and there's like boarding and stuff usually that you can do with people. But in general, it's lacking a lot of the fun that I had with the arena. But in general, at the time, I said that Season 8 was still a good update. I liked that they brought it in. I wasn't going to hold the arena against it, because I think we should judge the update on its own merits and not compare it to like other features that we were missing from other updates or something. Season 7 was kind of middle of the road. I liked the systems that we got, but it wasn't great when it first came out, so I would kind of say that's like a mid update. Then Season 8 was a good update, and then it felt like basically when we got like the December, January time, no more content was added to the game. So we got Season 8 released in December, and we had the big Christmas updates and stuff with like the orb and everything. And while the orb was not technically part of the game, it was kind of like a social media run event, it still was very exciting as a Sea of Thieves player. So I'll give them credit for that, because I thought that was really fun. But then after that, I think we had one more adventure in the game, and then content just stopped. So they stopped doing adventures monthly, and the monthly adventures, while they might not always have been good, at least it was consistent content that we were getting, and now the adventures were gone. Then we had Season 9 come out, and they promised that Season 9 was going to be like this wide array of nice features and everything, and wow, it's kind of difficult for me to talk about because it's not like any particular thing in Season 9 was bad, it's all very boring. The saddest part to me is, if we were in like a monthly update structure rather than a season update structure, I think all of these updates that were in Season 9 would have been spread across the different monthly updates, where we'd get little things like Fort of Fortune was updated this time, or the fog was updated in another update. Whereas they try to just pack all these smaller features into one season update feels very lacking to me. So basically, since at least January, the game has felt boring, unchanging, and empty in my mind. Really, the only thing that has gotten me any sort of excitement about the game has been the first Monkey Island Tall Tale, and that was just recent. So we've gone for like basically like what, 6 months or whatever, where there's just been nothing in the game, in my opinion, and we're about to go through another extended period where there's still going to be nothing except for these 2 more Tall Tales. And I think these Tall Tales are going to be great. I'm really excited for them, but it's not enough to keep the game going. And we saw this with Season 3 when the Pirate's Life Tall Tales came out. They were great, everyone loved them, but they did not add anything to the main game. I don't really know how to feel about the game right now. I'm pretty disappointed with Sea of Thieves. Their development is not going well. Something behind the scenes is not going right, either with the planning, maybe it's their ambition. I don't want to say that their ambition is too high, because I do like seeing them trying to make these big updates. If the game's gonna suffer in order for you to be able to do this, then it's not worth it in my opinion. We've had the season system for a few years now, and honestly, I don't think it's working out. I really like the season pass, and you have like the renown system and everything. All of that's nice. It does give you a nice little reward just for playing the game, but I do really miss the monthly updates. I think having these seasons just doesn't work out for Sea of Thieves that well, especially when they're missing these like live events and other stuff going on. The reason a season system works for other games, say like Fortnite or something, is because they have consistent content coming out basically every other week, or at least monthly, throughout the entire season. Whereas with Sea of Thieves, they basically release a new season and then they're like, okay, we're good, we don't need to do anything else. It used to be that we have adventures in the game monthly, and that would be nice, but they're not doing that anymore. We used to have like the in-game events that would go on, whether it's like the Volt Raiders event or something else. Those events weren't that fun, I would be honest, except for a few of them, but at least it was something. Whereas now with Sea of Thieves, there's just nothing there. I really do hope that Season 10 is a good update. I'm not really sure how I feel about it, especially with it being delayed for so long. They did say that stuff that was going to be in Season 11 is going to be brought into Season 10, but then it kind of just makes me think that if you already had the stuff for Season 11 kind of worked on and close to being done, at least close enough that you can release it with the Season 10 stuff, why don't you just shift around your schedule and kind of bring that stuff in early? Even if you still have to delay it by like a month or so, at least you're getting something into the game. I'm sure there's stuff that's done for Season 10 and 11 that could be released, but they keep holding on to the season system where they just want to release all of their stuff at once, and I feel like that's hurting the game a lot. I think Sea of Thieves should go back to a monthly system, maybe keep the season passes and stuff, keep like the season naming scheme, but release the content over a period of months rather than just trying to do it like quarterly during the season updates. Those are my thoughts, a bit of a ramble of just all my various thoughts about the game right now. I'm just in general a bit disappointed with Sea of Thieves in terms of the content that we're getting, and then honestly the lack of content. So not only is content that we're getting not that good in terms of like stuff like Season 9 and everything, or just like the adventures or whatever, but also just we're not getting any content most of the time anyways. A bit disappointing, a bit of a bummer video, I'll be honest, but I'll have some other more fun videos coming up in the next few weeks, so keep an eye out for that. If you enjoyed this video, it'd be great if you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below, do you agree with what I was saying, or do you think I'm completely wrong about Sea of Thieves development and that the season system might not be working for them? I'd love to hear all y'all's thoughts in the comments below, but until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.